Yeah. Well, my advice is this. What got me to this point was those 5 questions we do in 1 degree of
Oh,
separation,
shout out 1 degree of
which is the first
separation.
question. Yeah, 1 degree of separation. The first question we ask is, what does depression feel like? Cool question. It makes it physical. It makes, so I was like, I've never answered that question before. So that was brand new to me. And then when I answered it, it made sense. Like, the shortness of breath, the pressure on your chest, the forgetting how to breathe. And then mine is chronic pain because my PTSD is chronic pain. So
Hmm.
for me, now it became real. I was like, okay, this is real. This is not, something I can just snap out of it. And then the second question is, what do others do to make it worse? Whew, man, that's when I learned about abandonment. I
Hmm.
never thought about abandonment. But when I start thinking about my life and taking that question in consideration, it started out with, okay, what do others do to make it worse? Okay, they blow off the fact that you may have depressed, like, hey, you ain't really doing it. Shake it off, get a drink. You know what I
We
mean?
all going
But
through
as
it,
I start
Kevin. What's your
peeling,
problem?
right, I start peeling away the layers, and it went back to childhood
Mm.
and not having a father in my life and always needing to be validated. So if you answer that question honestly, you're going to find a problem. I'm telling you. If you answer that question from your heart and don't be afraid of the answer, it's going to be good.
Hmm.
The next question is, what do others do to make it better? And when I look at that question, I was like, okay, my 3 sons, not having a father, I had a choice. I could be a father like him, or I could be a great father. I chose to be a great father. So what that did for me, again, it made me dig deep again and say, okay, where did these feelings come from? You know what I mean? And then compassion, people who give compassion for me, people who care beyond the how you doing. The people that goes, yo, like you call me and say, how you doing, Top? I'm good. No, how you really doing? You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's the
Yes.
difference right there. That follow-up question, no, bro. I get it, but how you really doing?
Hmm.
Because I'm sensing and looking at you, something's off. That's the real people, the compassionate people. When the cop pulled me over and I was on the wrong side of the road and I was messed up, and he looked at me and said, can I pray for you? Instead of writing me a ticket, instead of towing my car, he said, can I pray for you?
Mm.
That's compassion, bro. That's compassion. He could have took my car. He could have took my license, man. He could have did all that to me. And when I tell people about it, I thought the Marine Corps failed me when my ex got murdered and all that stuff, when my wife got murdered. But the Marine Corps also saved me
Hmm.
because that cop that pulled me over was a Marine.
Imagine that.
And this is how I know. Because I'm in my car right now on the corner, you can't even see it. There's a chevron of a master sergeant, very little, about that big. That's all it is. It sits in the very corner. When he left me, he looked at me and he said, whatever you're going through, you're going to be all right. Slow down. Take care of yourself, master sergeant.
Oh,
Who would know that? Who would
nah,
know
they
that?
wouldn't know. They wouldn't know.
Only a Marine. Nobody else